very beautiful day today, and if you're new to my channel, I'm Brianna and I'm a music therapy intern living in San Francisco. And today's video is going to be another day in the life. I love making these, but it's going to be a very productive and busy one. And today I'm going to share with you guys and take you guys along as I do my case study presentation. And if you don't know what a case study is, it is basically an in-depth presentation of a patient that you're working with and the music therapy treatment that I'm doing with them. And in undergrad, we had a little bit of practice. After every semester of fieldwork, we did like a 5-minute presentation, and it was so hard to fit everything in 5 minutes. But today I have 30 minutes to talk about my patient, and I'm really excited. I'm going to share a little bit with you guys later. And this presentation is going to be in front of the entire child life department, whoever wants to come and watch. So it's going to be me, Janine, and Madeline, the three music therapy interns, presenting. And I'm super excited, a little nervous, but yeah. After work today, I'm going to head over to Luke's, and he is the vice president of the ASB at his dental school. So he got invited to the president of UOP. He's getting inaugurated, and so they're having a cocktail party at the Intercontinental Hotel right next to dental school. So I guess we're gonna go for a little cocktail party. We actually saw him at the commencement 2 weeks ago, and he spoke, and we saw him for the first time. But anyways, yeah, so we're just having a really busy, productive day, and I'm really excited to take you guys all along with me. So I'm here in the Creative Arts Studio with Madeline, and can you tell them how long you've been working on this?
Hey man, I've been up since 1 a.m.
1 a.m. man.
But I fell asleep actually.
On the little nap, you mean?
Yeah,
a
on
night
accident.
Nap? Yeah.
I didn't mean
right.
to. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I should finish.
It's okay. These past 2 days at work, I didn't see any patients, or I saw like one. I literally spent 20 hours these past 2 days just working on it. Should have started earlier, but it's okay. We got it done. Alright, you ready? We got this. And Janine's doing it from home because she's remote. Yeah, so she's not here. I'm gonna head upstairs to the TV studio and present from there. So this is the little desk room that I'm gonna be using today. It's like a little just recording studio, I guess. But yep, I'm gonna sit here and present. I was literally trying to practice sharing my screen with Madeline, and my computer literally just died. Don't die on me right now. I need you. Presenting in half an hour, so have a little bit of time to practice. So I wanted to hop on really quickly and show you guys the outline of how I made my case presentation. This was given to us early on in the internship, and this is kind of how I just condensed my information and put it into slides. I'm gonna make a little condensed version for you guys, maybe 10 minutes, just talking about acute myeloid leukemia as well as the music therapy treatment and interventions that I used. So nothing that is specific to my patient. I'm going first, and then it's gonna be Janine and then Madeline. So we each have 30 minutes to present on our patient. But yeah, I'm excited. This is our group chat. We're called Benioff's Angels, kind of like Charlie's Angels.
And I'll pass it over to Matt to do a little intro for Brianna.
Yes, so we are very excited to have you all here. Thank you for everybody who took the time to work with Brianna and any of our learners while putting together these case presentations. They really do a deep dive on a lot of things, as you'll see throughout the morning or for however long you're able to stay. It's been my pleasure over the last, 4 months? 3.5, 4 months to supervise Brianna Lee, and pretty much that entire time she's been working with me. She's been working with this patient. So she has a lot of rich information and insights to share with you, and I know questions will come up. If we could please hold questions till the end, that would be wonderful, so that Brianna can get through the presentation. Yeah, without any further ado.
So I finished for presentations, and it's around 11:30, and I'm gonna take lunch around 12, but I just wanted to give a quick 10-minute presentation of my case study. And before I start, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the boyfriend. I stayed at the hospital until 7 yesterday, and I was like, I'm hungry, I'm stressed, how am I gonna finish? And he came over and cooked me a steak, and we got boba, and Thanks, boyfriend. Love you. But anyways, I'm just gonna go through this really quickly. I'm gonna time myself because I'm scared it's gonna go too long. And I'm gonna put the slides right here. My name is Brianna, and I am the summer 2021 music therapy intern here at UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, San Francisco. And today I'm going to be talking about a patient that I've been working with. And this is an overview. I'm going to be talking about acute myeloid leukemia, AML, what it is, symptoms, causes, treatment, as well as the music therapy treatment, assessment, treatment, implementation, interventions, outcomes, and lessons, and a little discussion. So what is acute myeloid leukemia, which is also known as AML? It is a cancer of the blood and bone marrow. The word acute in acute myeloid leukemia denotes the disease's rapid progression. It's called myeloid leukemia because it affects a group of white blood cells called the myeloid cells, which normally develop into the various types of mature blood cells like red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. In AML, the bone marrow makes many abnormal cancerous cells, also called blasts or myoblasts, because they look similar to healthy immature blast cells. Instead of becoming the healthy mature blood cells, cancerous cells divide rapidly and out of control. The cancerous cells are unable to mature and they do not work like healthy blood cells. Eventually, these myoblasts fill up the bone marrow, preventing healthy cells from being made, and then build up into the bloodstream. They can affect the lymph nodes, brain, skin, liver, kidneys, ovaries, testicles, and other organs. So a little bit of statistics of AML. Is the second most common form of leukemia in children after ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia. In the United States, about 730 people under the age of 20 are diagnosed with AML each year. So many of the signs and symptoms of AML are similar, like the common flu and other less serious diseases. On the slide I have listed symptoms of low white blood cells, low red blood cells, low platelets. They differ a little bit. And for general symptoms of AML, they include loss of appetite, unexplained weight loss, pain or aches in the bones or joints, swollen abdomen, swollen lymph nodes in neck, underarm, groin, or stomach, headaches, dizziness, and vomiting. With AML, we do not fully understand why genetic abnormalities cause a blood cell to become abnormal. However, certain risk factors may increase the chance of developing AML. The possible risk factors for childhood leukemia include some of the following: genetic risk factors, often inherited from our parents. While some genetic factors increase the risk of childhood leukemia, most leukemias are not linked to any genetic diseases, causes. Genetic syndromes like Down syndrome, inherited immune system problems, having a sibling with leukemia, environmental risk factors such as radiation and certain chemicals that can increase the chance of getting AML, immune system suppression. I think it's important to note that AML is not an inherited condition, it is not infectious, and it cannot be transferred from one person to another. So several tests can examine and detect AML. It examines the blood cells and bone marrow, and they include a blood test, a bone marrow biopsy, chromosomal studies, cytogenetics, immunophenotyping, and molecular studies. So for treatment of AML, the aim is to control the abnormal leukemia cells and restore balance of healthy blood cells in the bone marrow. The main form of treatment is chemotherapy. It is the standard treatment for AML. Chemotherapy involves using anti-cancer drugs to destroy the abnormal leukemia blood cells and bring about remission. And remission is when there are no more abnormal leukemia cells in the blood and bone marrow, and normal blood cells are developing again. Chemotherapy treatment is usually given in two main phases: induction and consolidation. Induction is the aim is to kill abnormal leukemia cells and stop them from multiplying in the blood and bone marrow. Consolidation phase, it aims to kill any remaining abnormal leukemia cells that may be present after induction chemotherapy but cannot be seen. In some instances, treatment with chemotherapy and targeted therapy will be followed by a stem cell transplant. Another treatment is targeted treatment, and targeted therapy. In the past years, new drugs have been developed targeting specific genetic abnormalities or specific proteins found in leukemia cells. These targeted drugs work differently to the standard chemotherapeutic agents and can be useful for patients who have a specific type of gene abnormality. Shown on the slide are some of the approved targeted treatments for specific types of AML. So some affected areas of AML patients include, there's a few domains. Having AML can impact a patient's life and affect different parts of their lives. I'm going to give some examples. For motor function, side effects of chemotherapy may cause patients to feel nauseous and fatigued. They may not have a lot of energy to walk or just exercise, and may cause their motor function to decline. Development, especially children with AML, it may call for long admissions and being separated from school, and kids similarly age, it can cause developmental delay. Cognition, being physically in pain and fatigue may cause the patient to have a harder time to concentrate, learn, and just a lot of other cognitive tasks. Communication, being in the hospital, getting treatments, and feeling ill may cause the patient to pull away from family and friends. Psychological well-being can cause other mental disorders like anxiety and depression. The effect it has on family members, taking care of an ill family member is very time-consuming and takes a lot of energy, so it may be very hard on the caretakers of the patient. So just briefly on some of the music therapy literature, the first article that has to do with my population/patient is the effects of interactive music therapy in hospitalized children with cancer. This is a pilot study, preliminary exploration of the effectiveness of interactive music therapy in reducing anxiety and increasing comfort of hospitalized children with cancer. The researchers were researching the hospitalized children and music therapy, and had mood scales and satisfaction questionnaires for parents and children, and they also wrote down comments that they've gotten from the parents and children and staff members, and they were very similar to the ones that I've gotten in this past month, so it was really cool reading this article. The second article is a model that we follow a lot in music therapy. It is the effect of therapeutic music interventions on behavioral of hospitalized children in isolation, developing a contextual support model of music therapy. And the purpose of this study was to provide preliminary data to support or negate contextual support model of music. So the contextual support model of music, based on Skinner and Wellborn's 1994 motivation theory of coping, argues that therapeutic music environments possess elements of structure, autonomy support, and involvement that lead children to become more actively engaged with their environment. So those are like three main elements that we really try, like the goal of music therapy, and we follow the model. And so now on to music therapy treatment. I skipped over the medical and psychosocial background just because it's really specific to my patient. But for music therapy treatment, I have an initial assessment of my patient, and due to the ever-changing nature of cancer treatment, assessment is constant and goals are frequently changing. So here's like an initial assessment slide. And then for a treatment plan, music therapy sessions twice a week, once in the music and story Zoom group that the other music therapist and music therapy intern lead, and I just sit in with my patient and play instruments with her, and as well as individualized music therapy session once a week for an hour with me. And the goals, some of the goals include continued developmental growth, increased autonomy and support, control, improved mood, increased socialization, learn and use coping skills. And the framework of these sessions are similar, but the goals are flexible based on how she is doing that admission and or day. So implementation, I've seen this patient from August until now, and we did 8 music and story groups and 6 individualized music therapy sessions and 1 co-treat session. So I've done a bunch of interventions, and these are just a few, and I'm going to briefly go over them and then go in depth for a few of them. So the first one is adapted songwriting. I used familiar songs like Five Green and Speckled Frogs, Down by the Bay, and took out some words, and she could fill in the blank with various food items and animals. Instrument playing and improvisation. mostly percussion instruments like djembe, bongos, maracas, paddle drum. Sing-along books. We're going to the zoo. Pete the cat, I love my white shoes. I have a school-age patient, so she loves singing and loves books at this age, and so it's like really perfect for them. Interventions continued. Another one is singing. My patient loves Disney songs, children's songs, you know, as all kids her age love. And also I've been recently teaching ukulele and basic chords, and it's really fun, and parents even bought her a ukulele. So going in depth for one of the interventions, adapted songwriting. So as you can see on the slide, there is an example. For little pictures, I like laminate them and put Velcroed, and so she can stick them on. And it's like 5 green and speckled pandas sat on a speckled log eating the most delicious watermelon. So it's kind of silly and fun, and they know the song well, so it's just really fun to sing it together. Up next we have sing-along books. Like I mentioned, school-age kids love sing-along books. It's like very fun way to, like, you know, combine music and reading and books, so it's so good. And like this book is called We're Going to the Zoo, and I love this book. It's so good. I didn't know they had a book, a sing-along book to it. I only knew the YouTube video, but I was really happy when there was a book. And so for the art and music therapy co-treat, my patient also meets with the art therapist once a week, weekly sessions, kind of like music therapy. And so we were like, oh, like, patient loves art and music, why don't we try combining it and do a co-treat? So we did that, and it was really fun, and I can't show the picture on here, but I had consent to show it on the presentation. But she was doing watercolor, and this slide, the background is actually watercolor. But anyways, we sat in a circle and we listened to Vivaldi's 4 Seasons, which is 4 violin concertos, each associated with the season, and we listened to the music while we were painting, and then we kind of talked about it and discussed afterwards, and you know, just talking about memories that we had associated with each season. It was just a really good time with us 3 sitting in her room working together. And so just a very brief like progression over time. Like early on, my patient would only participate when modeled by dad or music therapy intern, me, and she would only whisper and sing quietly to song lyrics, occasionally requesting songs during group. During the middle, like last month, she would frequently request songs during group, imitate hand motions and instrument playing, and also demonstrated playful behavior with me during and after the session. Currently, she frequently requests songs and during group, and shares with me like observations she has during the story time and thoughts she has, and she sings all the Disney song lyrics with me, and I love it, and it's like, it's so much fun for me. It's therapeutic for me too. And some lessons learned. Frequent instructor sessions are beneficial for my patient, and singing again is very therapeutic to her and me. Taking the time to spend with the patient outside of the therapy session. Sometimes I walk in the halls with her after the session, you know, spending a little extra time after the session with her, you know, just talking about stuff in her room, you know, how's she been doing. She's only a school-age patient, but, you know, they have like really big imaginations, and it's just really fun talking to them. And also, this patient was my first patient that I ever led a music therapy session for by myself, and so very meaningful and memorable to me. And yeah, so I have my works cited page, and yeah, so that's my presentation. Oh, it took like 15 minutes. So yeah, hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about acute myeloid leukemia and the music therapy treatment that I've been doing. Good job, Madeline. High five for the vlog. Woo, we did it! And Janine, air high five to you. She's at home. But right now, I just came back from lunch, and I'm packing up my things because I'm gonna go see my case study patient for the 3rd time this week. And I brought a sing-along book right here. This is called Never Play Music Right Next to the Zoo. So I'm excited to try this with her. And then maybe sing some Disney songs. Yep, busy afternoon. So I just finished my session with my patient, and today I brought this ocean drum, and it's like really loud if you don't play it like carefully, but it sounds really relaxing, or it can sound really relaxing. And typically I bring this baby one in my sessions. This is the baby one, or kid version, and then this is like the typical one. So I just finished my session with my patient, and today I brought the ocean drum just as like a novel instrument, and it's like really oceany sounding. And typically in my sessions I bring this baby version because it's very fun to tap on, and this is just the real version, I guess, but this one's also very fun. I saw that she was really interested in playing this during group on Wednesdays, so I decided to bring this one. And it was a pretty big hit. Dad also really enjoyed it because it was really relaxing. You can use like guided imagery and relaxation with that. And right now it is currently a little past 2, and I need to go to the pediatric infusion unit where I do environmental music once a week for an hour. And me, Madeline, and Janine, we made this poster, and it has just like, you know, what music therapy is, and if you want to scan to learn more on our creative arts blog, then you can. And so we just put this next to us and we play music. So I'm gonna run there now, and then after that I'm probably gonna see some patients. Yeah. So I just finished environmental music. I'm so tired. I have a massive headache and my fingers hurt, my voice is shot. I'm just gonna not sing and talk for the weekend, because after a 30-minute presentation and an hour of straight singing, I'm probably gonna do a few more sessions too, so my throat really hurts. But this was where I was sitting for the past 2 days working on the presentation. But yeah, at least it has a nice view outside. I'm gonna document really quickly on the patient I saw earlier, and then I'll probably try to see 1 or 2 more, but maybe just 1, because I really can't. I'm so tired. Self-care, y'all. Don't forget to take care of yourself first. Yeah, but hopefully I will see a lot more patients next week. So it's currently 4 o'clock, and I just went to check in on a patient in HEMONC and then a patient in a blood and marrow transplant unit, and they were both napping, so it's a sign for me to go home and rest, because I'm so tired and I have a headache. And thanks, Madeline, for giving me an Advil. It's a little better now. I need to drink more water. But anyways, I need to go head to Luke soon. We have the cocktail party with the president of UOP. And yeah, I'm gonna sleep early today. I'm so tired. But yeah, I think I'm done for this week. Hi, baby.
Hello.
We're gonna head out soon. And this is the Nespresso pods that Luke bought yesterday, and bought like $130 of stuff so that you can get the free mug, which is, I mean, it's a good mug. You can use it.
Ah, you say it's good.
I like how clear it is, but it's just because it's branded with Nespresso. But anyways, we're gonna head out and then come back later. So we just went to the cocktail party and we got home, and it was actually in the 4th floor of the Intercontinental. It was literally squished between dental school and the hotel, and like that was where it was. And then we got to meet the president of UOP, and then we got to talk to a bunch of like his faculty was there, other dental student leaders, and that is the coin that we got.
Got this coin.
It's not focusing. There you go.
University of Pacific, and it's time to commemorate that moment.
We were
Inauguration of the President Callahan.
Yes.
And it's very nice. And it goes
It
in
is
this
very
little
nice.
box.
And I literally spent the entire night just telling people that I do not go to dental school, but I actually graduated UOP, but with music therapy. And one of Luke's faculty, the oral surgeon there, he said that music therapy, and he knew a researcher of music therapy with that worked with TMJ and like jaw pain.
Myofascial pain.
Yeah. And like I was like, what the heck? Yeah, that's so cool. Like connect me with her. That is so cool. And so I think these events are just fun for just connecting with people, you know. Yep. And yeah, we're gonna eat now. We bought some noodles, and so I'll eat the
Break my
noodles.
diet.
Oh yeah, he's on a no carb diet. But yeah, okay. You guys in. So this is our noodles, and we're watching the final episode of You. Oh, yeah.
Spoilers!
So I'm gonna end the vlog here. I am so tired. I'm gonna like pass out by like 10 p.m. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this day in the life and learned a little bit about my case study. And yeah, just following along a music therapy intern day in the life. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and always, always, always live a life you can't put into words. Peace.